18 of the NFL. And we'll see the Bears, bruising running back, your standard at running back this season, pacing the league in rushing. It's the Bears and the Saints, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
As the sun starts to set, we're going to see how much light is left by the end of this early evening game here on the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. One final time this regular season. As always, joined by Brock here, I'm Kate Scott, as we get ready to put a bow on what has been an outstanding 18 weeks of football.
For 14 lucky teams across the NFL, Kate, this isn't the end for them. This is their last chance to tune up before they play on the postseason, chasing that Super Bowl ring. For the other 18, this is it. Their final chapter. Their final chapter in a story to take the field until September rolls around again. And for some, frankly, well, this might be the last time they ever play.
Here's Harrison Mevis to get this one started. And here we go from Chicago. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Saints offense taking over for the first time here. And leading them out in his 6th season in the league now is their quarterback.
Their loss last week, it really isn't on him. He had a great game. He checked off a lot of the boxes they had for him in the game plan going in, especially the one at the top, Kate, getting into the end zone. 3 touchdowns, just 1 interception. If he does that again here, they should be winners.
He's on the ground with Kamara. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Okay, that's a run that's hold home on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door. Bigger gap in the future.
And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. Now looking to throw. He had it for a moment, but a complete defensive play. Jarrett loose, incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Pass play coming here. The Bears close it in, and they're getting him. That pushes him back. Third down coming up.
I think his decision-making would have checked, but his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
The Bears into the nickel for third down. Kamara gets it on the draw. He breaks the tackle. And now he runs past another defender.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender, heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this piece down.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. It's a nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. We have a timeout now. Medical staff out to check on an injured man, and you hate to see this in the final week of the regular season. The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10. Coming out throwing is Williams. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
We spend so much time talking about an offense and how they script their first 15 plays typically. But how about that defensive coordinator, that head coach? Heck, every player on that sidelines, you couldn't script it any better. Well, other than maybe taking the ball away, creating a negative play, creating a sack, creating offense now behind the chains, that's exactly how you're looking to start.
Trying again, following the sack.
The second down pass. Chase Young on the tackle. A 7-yard loss brings up 3rd down.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Out of the gun, here's Williams. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, play or two in third down. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Goes for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 34-yard line. The Saints and their quarterback ready to take over once again. And he's been one of the best at leading an offense this season. As you can see, he's at second in the NFL right now in touchdown passes. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Airing it out to start this drive. Got a man, it's Thomas. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. It opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. Third and short in your back pocket, you get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
A gain of 29 yards.
How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball in your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
On the toss to Kamara. Oh, he drops it cut to the right sideline. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
All right, Kate, a little confession time. And you know what they say, confession, good for the soul, bad for the reputation. I think my most negative grades carrying out fakes were on toss plays like that. Because you toss it, you know it's going for a big play.
And he gets in, touchdown! The Saints take a 6-0 lead in the first quarter. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown! Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
That one right down the middle. And the Saints will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Bears nothing.
On is the Saints kickoff team to tee it up and send it away. Starting from the 5. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. Just a week before the playoffs begin, partner, here's where teams stand as we play out this regular season finale. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Williams on the play action. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. He's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
40-yard line.
Out of the pistol, Williams. Hits his target, that's DJ Moore. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. All right, all set up now, 1st and 10.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
The shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
2nd and 8 at their 49-yard line.
Williams from the gun. That's complete. Cole Kmet. It's a gain of 29 yards. And that's good for a Bears 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They want them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, then go to work after it.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Williams. Completed here to Kmet. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Kool-Aid McKinstry has the INT. Now that right there, that is rising to the occasion in the red zone, partner. Could have saved 3 points there. maybe twice that with that interception.
You know, these defenders are willing to bend and bend. These offenses are so good in this league, and they know how critical the red zone is. And when you get an interception like that, you just break. You break the will of that offense and the confidence, and those are big time. You're right. Put some points on the board for that defense with that effort.
They're out and set. 1st and 10. Running left. This is Camara. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few. He got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Give on 2nd to Camara. And all he's able to do is get them a touch more space to the 4. Defense with an excellent opportunity and a stop here on 3rd down. Another run for Camara. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Here comes the Saints punting unit. From his end zone, he gets the kick away. He'll just call for a fair catch here, and what incredible field position for them after that kick. So no return on that punt. And the Bears are going to be set up with some great field position. On the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Williams. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Catch is made down the right sideline. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears get it down to a single point. It's a Romadudes, a touchdown. There sure was a lot of trust on that play, Brock, and he proved worthy of it with that end result.
Yeah, good old receiver. Someone who just knows how to get it into the end zone is worth his weight in gold to a QB. And on that throw, there was trust there that he had a shot to find pay dirt.
Nevis with a point after. And the Bears tie this game 7-7. Nevis ready to send this one away. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Saints ready for their next series. Let out on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Camara now on 1st and 10.
Tell your guys to stop fighting through tackles because he is, to your point, Kate, so good at it. The longer he fights and stays up, the longer those defenders have a chance to fly in and rip that ball free.
The Bears offense now heads back out to the field. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended Brock in a touchdown. Dumps it off to his running back. He gets forward, that's about 4 yards. They wrapped up by Mario Davis. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
2nd and 6 at the 26-yard line.
To throw is Williams. Finds him over the middle.
need to worry about third down at all.
Run out left. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
As the game is 7, brings up 2nd and 3 at the Saints' 11-yard line.
That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. Back to Soldier Field in just a moment. Welcome back. Second quarter about to start. Bears with a chance for at least 3, possibly 6. Sticking in the air, it's Williams. From the pocket, looking. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Get into the red zone and every detail matters. It matters on the whole 100 yards. But, Kate, once you get inside this red zone, it is so critical. And let's tip our cap to the defense on the details, creating that sack.
And the Saints go in nickel. Third down. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll be taken down with the last possible moments. He's at the 1. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, that came with the...
And in for the Chicago touchdown. No hesitation on that throw. Got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw plays and have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Revis now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bears break that tie and now lead by 7. Revis ready to send this one away. His return starts at the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Saints and wide receiver Brandon Cook set to take over now. And as he approaches the 100-catch mark for the season, you can see that his pace has been among the best in the NFL so far. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Kamara running out of the gun. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Tyreek Stevenson getting up to track that one down. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 32.
They'll send their tight end right. From the 32. Nowhere to go with it, so Higgins throws it away. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Here's a throw. That's Thomas, he's got it. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They run it from the gun with Kamara. And they'll only find 1 yard up the gut. 2nd down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Completed over the middle. Keeps himself upright. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you gotta win right from the jump. You gotta protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up. You can find pay dirt.
The kick is good.
That one splits the uprights.
Ties the game at
And the Saints
14.
tie things up at 14. On is the Saints kickoff team to tee it up and send it away. He fields it from the 8. A pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Bears send Caleb Williams running out for their next drive. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They strike for 23 yards. And that's a Chicago 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
One play in, and this drive is already in enemy territory. Williams to throw on first. Defender runs wide as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Here's the one back on the handoff. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire 1st half. They drop it behind the line.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
He has the first over the middle. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. So now a timeout for a player who's shaken up on that previous snap, and I think we can all agree not what any of us were hoping to see as we close out this regular season. First down throw by Williams. Running right side. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. They'll come up 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Complete out to the right side. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
At the 21-yard line.
Williams to throw. Komet brings it in. They'll touch him down a couple of yards away from that marker.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And he has it down to the 8-yard line of the play. 4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal.
Now, you'd sure love to see a little more yardage when you get into the open field, but this offense, it will take a new set of downs with that toss run.
Now Williams. He brings it in. And that play is brought to a halt, so they're going to say at the 5-yard line.
That's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
No place to go, so he just threw it away. Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Bails out of the pocket quick. And he'll score! Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears take a 2nd-quarter lead. Caleb Williams, the touchdown! Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. That's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Nevis ready to send this one away. Returning it from the 4. The offense returning to the field now as we go look at their wideouts. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch your breath and turn some of the momentum in the building. How many times do defenders hear from the coaches read and react? Read and react. You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Has it downfield working the left. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
There's a give inside to Camara. And not a lot of space to work. He's brought down at the 45. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Stay on the ground with Camara. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound the defense. If you get this game going right at the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
They go play action on first. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space, dude. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
Running behind center with Camaro. And he gets a gain of 9, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Back to throw. Looking slant route complete. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. Pick up a 5 on that play. And the Saints are going to have a first down. They'll try and throw it here. Catch made by Alvin Kamara. He's brought down at the 17-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Into traffic, complete. And this is down all the way to the 3. Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. They are throwing it again. Has it in close. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. It's 2nd and goal. Throwing it again here. And he rips this one out over the back of the end zone. Incomplete. So now, here's 3rd and goal. Looking to the air here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. We have a timeout now. Medical staff out to check on an injured man. And you hate to see this in the final week of the regular season. Now we'll have a field goal try coming up for the Saints. We're going to mark this as a 24-yarder. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team is out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Bears headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock. He is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. First down, Williams. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down.
Here we go. Roll, bring it.
Williams from the gun. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Colson-Adimo's got it. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back for the pick six. But we all know getting the interception is the important thing, Brock. But how about this guy having the wherewithal to transition into a really nice return to then get the touchdown out of it, too?
Yeah, that's a great point. We talk about it with the receivers, right? Getting vertical right away after making a catch. Same thing for these defenders when they make a pick. They secure the football, sure. But instantly they go back to their offensive days. They want that touchdown, and they want a moment they won't forget.
That one right down the middle. And the Saints push their lead to 3.
Bears 21.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. He's going to return it from a yard or two deep. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Down to 12 seconds before halftime as they come to the line. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And that's good for a gain of 5. That play wrapped up by Demario Davis. He's back to throw. He's on the move. Now he takes it. Just before halftime, we get a timeout, take it. One last play before the break. He'll throw it. And he's not going to get something done. They take him down. So that's how our first half's going to end. A momentum-building play for their defense.
Saints 24, Bears 21.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and Brock in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where you see the final score there. Aaron Rodgers leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, let's hop over to New England. Check out the Patriots at home in Foxborough. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. The Steelers locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. Finally, let's get out to Southern Nevada and see what's happening with the Raiders at home in Las Vegas. And that one all tied. We just watched a solid first half from the veteran running back, Alvin Kamara. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. Return coming from the 6. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. The Bears and this running back headed back out for a new series. And you can see that he's likely in store for some serious work today. He's coming into this final game in position to finish as the league's rushing champ. Williams on the play action. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And it sets up second down. Off the play fake, Williams. He can run it. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own name. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Here's Williams. quick hitter. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Short pass brought in. And he's brought down after a short gain. Third down, 1 yard to go.
It's 3rd and 1.
From the gun, here's a handoff. And that short gain is enough for a reset it down.
Win the early back. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Play action on first down. Completed here to connect. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
First down.
Williams set to pass. Throwing the out route complete. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone.
We saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
He's got a man left. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum to keep that defense on its heels.
He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And this is down all the way to the 3. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have first and goal.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. Out of the pistol, Williams. And it's going to be brought in. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears take the lead right away in half number 2. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Point after by Mevis is good. The Bears take a 4-point lead. Mevis ready to send this one away. Fielded at the 7. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. Visitors and running back Alvin Kamara trotting back out to the field. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones, continuing to hit this defense more good numbers well into this second half. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short third down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, it looks wide open for first and 10.
And he'll be brought down a step or two shy in midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. From the 48. Shit. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. So now a timeout for a player who's shaken up on that previous snap, and I think we can all agree on what any of us were hoping to see as we close out this regular season. And the Bears bring in an extra defensive back for this third down. First throw for the backup now. And even on third down, he sees no choice
lightning speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. Officially a 55-yard launch. And it's going to be Bears football. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Williams. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches.
At the 35-yard line.
Malone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. Sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
Mevis now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bears drive their lead to 11. Mevis ready to send this one away. Has this at the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Visitors to return their offense and this running back to the field. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. They give it to Camaro, left side. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. From the 37. That's Thomas. He's got it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Here's a give to Camara. Takes out a one-stop. And he works this to the 38 before going down. 16 yards on the play. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down. New set of downs for him at the 38. That's incomplete left side.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it the perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, and those being efficient and effective.
He's contained at the line for no gain. There's Braswell there for the tackle. 3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Setting up a throw. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
It's a point of emphasis and practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? And it chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
It's far enough, but no good. He sent it just a little bit right. And it stays a 2-possession game at an 11-point margin.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Williams.
each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 28-yard line.
Back to the well again. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Brought down by Paulson Adebo. We have a timeout now. Medical staff out to check on an injured man. And you hate to see this in the final week of the regular season. So now here's 3rd and 5. To throw is Williams. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
Mevis able to knock it through. And it extends their lead to 14.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Mevis ready to send this one away. Here's a return from the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Stiff arm success. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Only 1 quarter remaining now in these teams' regular season. It's the Saints' ball. They're down on the scoreboard, but things not out of hand yet. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Throwing from the gun here. Complete out to the right. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 41. Throw reeled in by Thomas. And he gets this forward to the 19. It's a 21-yard gain. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
To the line we go. They're set 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Caught near the goal line. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play. They send the tight end in motion. Throwing it again here. And he will score. It's a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints now within 1 score in the 4th. Right on the edge of the goal line for 1st and goal. And I don't know about you, partner, but that surprised me that they just threw it in. No attempts at running it.
Yeah, I think it is so hard for these defenders. You got to be so keyed in, and physically, you know you've got to stop that run first. So a 1st down pass play can, and certainly was.
Well, we knew this was coming. All touchdowns are reviewed, especially late in a close
Previous
game
play
like this.
is under review.
Well, this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again, unlike these officials who got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
Those points safe on the scoreboard. The touchdown upheld upon review. That one splits the uprights. And the Saints chuck the lead in half. It's down to 7.
31.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The home teams back out on offense. They're running back marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. First down, Williams. That's into the hands of Moore. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And this one does not go far. They pick up one on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Williams from the gun. It's tipped away and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
I think we're starting to get a feel, aren't we, of why they like him so much in coverage. He reacts well to throws, is super adept at breaking up passes through contact, or like that one before they could ever reach the target.
And the fair catch made here at the 15. This offense headed out as we get a look at their running back. And his production is carried over into this second half. He keeps on running well, even with the workload they placed upon him. They're out and set, 1st and 10. This is Kamara. Breaks the tackle, still going. And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. So now a timeout for a player who was shaken up on that previous snap, and I think we can all agree not what any of us were hoping to see as we close out this regular season. From the 21, Kamara's got it. Broke through the tackle. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down. Kamara gets it. Juke the defender. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. From the 38. Got for big yards on the right side. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. The big play nets him 17 yards. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Kamara now on 1st and 10. He breaks the tackle. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. We have a timeout now. Medical staff out to check on an injured man. And you hate to see this in the final week of the regular season. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Tight end going in motion here. From the 44 here on 2nd down. Got a man. It's Thomas. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I can guarantee you that's going to be in Tell the Truth Monday right there in the film room, front and center, showing you the importance of tackling in the open field. An opportunity to cut him down sooner, but the broken tackle allowed him to add those extra yards to the catch.
They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. They'll run with Kamara. Is in. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints now trail by just a point in the 4th. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
That one right down the middle. And the Saints tie this game up. On is the Saints kickoff team to tee it up and send it away. Fielded at the 7. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Able to get it to Moore. Rolling into enemy territory. Give him 30 yards on that one. And that's good for a Bears first down.
You know, Kate, you have to talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt, or an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the big play moves him well past midfield, has him set up now at the 35. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 31-yard line.
From the 31. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
Williams to throw on 3rd. Underneath it goes. Oh, he lost the football! And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. Well, where one defender failed, Brock, another succeeded. He shook free of that first tackle, but the next guy not only made that hit, but knocked it loose as well.
Okay, as we saw when he broke that first tackle, he can absorb a shot, right? He's got great, what they call contact balance to absorb it and keep going. But that second hit, well, that drove the ball free and leads to this takeaway.
This offense running out for a new series, led by their running back. And I think we can agree the plan to keep him out of the end zone, it hasn't quite worked so well for this defense, at least not yet. He scored twice, really been the one his group can turn to for a spark or a big play when they've needed it. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They're running from the gun with Kamara. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2. Yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Let's go.
From the 24. Olave with the catch. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Now there's the flag. Looks like the jump came from the left side of the line.
Ball start, offense.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. The flag makes this 3rd down and 10. Looking to throw. Oh, put some heat on this deep. They connect on the deep shot. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints take a 4th quarter lead. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you think on the other side defensively they'd be ready for this, but this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air, and the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
That one splits the uprights. And the Saints break that tie and now lead by 7. On is the Saints kickoff team to tee it up and send it away. There's a return from the 7. And a decent return and